It's always a bad idea to make characters that are
not conventionally attractive.
So if you're making a shooter game that's primarily made for men, then you should make sure that all of the female characters in the game are
Anyway, so I made a video a couple of days ago talking about why people are wrong about Bungies Marathon. And first and foremost, before I get good gracious, I got a lot of comments on that video. A lot of comments. That video has the most comments I've ever gotten on anything other than that one TikTok that went viral during Hogwarts Legacy. But anyway, I feel like the video started a conversation in the comments, and I think it's important to have these conversations. Maybe a Bungie dev sees the comment section of not just my, but many other people's videos that are making the content on Marathon. They see how people are feeling about the game and they take that criticism and make the game even better. So positive, negative, as long as we still being respectful down there, you know what I'm saying? As long as we still being respectful. Thank you so much for just engaging with something that I made. I appreciate everybody. Today in this video, I wanted to just read some of these comments because I feel like it's important to get people's voices out there about how they feel about the game. I'm not just gonna read comments that cater to the positive message I was trying to portray. I want to read some negative stuff too that actually stood out to me and actually made sense. And actually people have valid points. By the way, there's a good chunk of people who viewed the video but didn't subscribe. You sat there and watched the video, you might as well subscribe. And yeah, let's read these comments. I've had some technical difficulties since the last clip that you have seen, hence the wardrobe change. Anyways, Nenad Milovanovic. I'm so sorry I don't know how to pronounce your name. You got the first comment. I'm a fan of OG Marathon. It has the best story Bungie has ever written, better than Halo. That is a bold statement. If anything, Halo is a simplified sequel of Marathon, so hearing that new game won't focus on single player story and will be just another extraction shooter, it is just disappointing. And that comment has 30 likes. So there's a good amount of people that agree with this person. And I've also seen this comment basically everywhere, and people keep commenting it. There's obviously a huge fan base for the classic Marathon still. And I honestly think that if they would have taken the time to make a Dead Space type game with the Marathon IP, just to have it as a story game mode to continue on the story of the last game, that would have been really interesting. Like Dead Space, but first person, forcing fans of classic Marathon to have to play an extraction shooter in order to continue the narrative of a game that they used to enjoy. I can see how that could feel like a slap in the face, making an extraction shooter instead of making a story. Had they made the story game mode plus the extraction shooter, I think not only would you appeal to majority of fans, but you could push the $40 price tag a little bit easier, and it would be a little bit more understandable, and people would be more susceptible to spending their money because they get more value out of it. Second comment is from Varsinzo4844. And oh brother, Marathon is woke slop with ugly characters, period. Y'all have got to start looking up the definitions of words before you use them. How is Marathon a game where people are constantly turning into these cyborg shells, just taking control of them so much and so often that they lose their own sense of identity? They don't even recognize themselves in their childhood pictures.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
How is Marathon woke slop? And why do the characters need to be attractive to you? You're an Asmongold viewer. You an Asmongold viewer. That's what it is. You an Asmongold viewer. We're gonna move on.
Not conventionally attractive.
The next comment is from Zay Johns, and honestly, it's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the outside looking in with all this because I honestly don't really care to play this, but just in a general sense, I agree with both those who hate it and love it. You want to play it, and I think it's more than fair to recognize that you haven't assessed the true quality of the game by just watching other people play and by watching a reveal or a trailer or animated cinematic. It takes actually playing it to properly do that. Having said that, I don't think that people who haven't been impressed by what they've seen should have to alter their impressions of what Marathon appears to be so far just because they haven't played it, or even be willing to play it if they don't want to. A lot of y'all are always saying that if they don't like something, then don't play it, and now they're saying they're not interested and you're giving them grief for it. It's not the job of gamers to sell a game to themselves, so if a trailer or reveal or whatever marketing we're talking talking about doesn't hit with some folks, it's not because people want it to hate. I hate this saying, to be honest. It's on the marketing and the people responsible for the product to land that first impression. Yeah, it's not necessary to be so negative to the point where people take it to personal attacks, but the fans do that as well to people with opposing views. There's hypocrisy on both sides with all this. Just play the game or don't play the game. Stop getting frustrated with somebody over whether or not they are happy about the game or not happy about the game. I'm not gonna lie, like that might be the best comment in any comment section of any marathon video. I'm gonna be real. I appreciate how he's looking at both points of view. If you like it, play it. But these people that are over here saying that they don't like it and they're not gonna play it, leave them alone. And the people who are being so negative about what other people want to enjoy, you know what I'm saying? I got people in the comments talking about some average slop enjoyer, average, you know what I'm saying? Bungie bot, you're a clown, you're trusting Bungie, whatever. He getting on them too. Hey, if he wants to play the game, let him play the game. I appreciate the understanding of both points of views. Why do we have to be so split? Why do we have to personally attack each other? Why can't we? You enjoy that? I'll enjoy this. There's some people who are obsessed and love League of Legends. I've touched League of Legends one time and I would rather watch paint dry than play League of Legends. Me personally, that's me personally. But other people love League of Legends.
Taking the Ornn out of the equation, the ulti will hit nobody. Remember,
they will die about League of Legends. Not me though. I don't get it. And that's okay. And that's what Zay Johns is trying to say. Zay Johns, thank you. Great comment. Excellent comment. Oh my gosh. Comment again. I hope you subscribed. Oh my goodness. All right. The next comment, I censored your name because it was a bit inappropriate, but I used to love Bungie. Both Halo and Destiny are some of my favorite game series of all time. I have well over 1,000 hours in both Destiny games, so this is coming from someone that thought they could do no wrong. Bungie is dead. Period. The people that make up the company Bungie aren't the same ones that made the games we love. Bungie is Bungie in name only. They've become greedy to the point of stealing from their fans by deleting content that people paid for. I remember sitting in queue day one of D2 and I have bought every single expansion for that game. Bungie needs to be held accountable and made an example of for their part in the corruption of the AAA industry. And no, I'm not blaming the individual devs that are actually making the games for what has been going on, but the execs that are in charge need to be held accountable. I've signed up for the alpha because I do think the game looks solid, but I think no matter how well Marathon does, it won't be enough. I also think they're making a mistake making it an extraction shooter due to 1, how saturated the market for those are, and 2, how few of them actually survive. The only long-standing ones as of right now are Tarkov and Hunt Showdown, maybe like 1 or 2 more, but I can't think of them. TLDR, I'm rooting for Marathon, but against Bungie.
Bungie since Halo 3. Senior design lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken. Bungie since Halo 3.
Okay, so a couple things. You mentioned how many hours you have into Destiny, and I think that's where a lot of people, I know a lot of people are upset from Destiny's monetization.
Today, we're talking about the state of microtransactions inside of Destiny 2, because over the last several years, and increasingly this past year, we have seen a dramatic increase in monetization for anything and everything Bungie could slap behind a paywall. This includes raising prices, creating new avenues for spending, double dipping into the existing player base, and giving players blatant pay-to-win benefits.
The frustration from Destiny's monetization being taken out on the Marathon team. You made a point to make sure that you said, no, I don't think we should blame the individual developers, but not everyone has that same thought process. A lot of people are taking out their frustrations from Destiny 2 and how they handled monetization from that game on the Marathon team. Joe Ziegler himself he hasn't even touched Destiny at all. He went from Valorant to Marathon. He said himself he's only been at Bungie, what, 2 years?
I've been at Bungie for about 2 years, and before that, I worked on a game called Valorant at Riot.
But how long exactly has been spent on development from the start till now?
I actually don't know the exact number, I'm gonna be honest, but it's been a few years. There was a few years before me, and then I've been on it for about 2 years, so add that up and more than 4?
I think it's very good that you're considering at least giving the game a chance and signing up for the alpha and playing the game. That's a good step to see if they even earn it. Also, I don't know why people keep saying that the extraction shooter market is oversaturated. You just said there's only Tarkov and Hunt Showdown. What is oversaturated about 2 games that have been successful? Have multiple people tried? Yes. How many people have succeeded? Tarkov has a diehard fan base. Hunt Showdown has a diehard fan base, but let's be honest, they don't got hundreds of thousands of people playing the game. I don't know. I need to check. I may be informed. It's only Hunt Showdown and Tarkov. That doesn't sound too oversaturated to me. That sounds like 2 games and 2 very completely different games. Hunt Showdown is completely different from Escape from Tarkov, and Marathon is completely different from the both of them. The only thing they all have in common is that they're first-person shooters. If Marathon is successful, even with 3 successful extraction shooter games, it still wouldn't make the extraction shooter market oversaturated. You want to talk about oversaturated? Let's talk about the boom of the Battle Royale back in the day. When Fortnite, H1Z1, PUBG, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Blackout, Call of Duty Warzone, that is oversaturated. That is oversaturated. But 2 games in the space, the company does need to be held accountable for how they handled Destiny 2. I've seen a lot of comments in my comment section and other people's comment section. Destiny 2 monetization is cooking Marathon right now. People are not happy and they want them held accountable. So I understand that new IP comes out. Oh, it's Bungie. They did me dirty with it. I completely understand the hesitation. If I didn't get to your comment in this video, leave another one below and maybe next video I can. Here's a couple honorable mentions. All this talk of Classic Marathon kind of has me wanting to play the game. If you want me to play Classic Marathon, 150 likes. I got like 250 on the last one. Let's do 150 on this one and I will make a video of me playing Classic Marathon. If you want to see me play Marathon the Extraction Shooter, I still don't have my alpha code, Bungie. It's Monday the 21st. Alpha starts on the 23rd. Like, what are we doing, Bungie? If you want to see the video that started all of this, it's literally on the screen. What are you doing? Just click the video, bro. It's right there. But before you click on that video, look at the whiteboard behind me.